Hello party people, welcome back to my channel. So 2025 is coming up and a lot of people are setting your New Year's resolutions. You're trying to figure out how you're going to be better in 2025 than you were in 2024. You don't have to wait until the New Year's to start New Year's resolutions. You don't have to wait until January 1st on the calendar for you to get going. That being said, I do think that it's pretty nice, in my opinion, every beginning of the month, every January 1st, 2nd, or January 1st, February 1st, is always a really good chance for you to get a fresh start. It feels fresh, it looks good on the calendar, and sometimes that's the best time to start. So we need help on setting proper goals because a lot of people are going to tell you how to set goals and rules that they have for setting goals. Well, here are my personal opinions and my rules of thumb for what I'm doing setting goals in the year 2025. So let's get into this. Number one is you got to decide what you want to do with your life. What do you want your life to look like in specified periods of time? When you're 40 years old, how do you want your life to look? How do you want your life to look in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years? So for me, I could say, like, what do I want to have accomplished by the time I'm 30? That's 7 years from now. And for a long time, I couldn't really conceptualize what do I want my life to look like in 7 years, or in 3 years, or in 6 months. I could maybe do 6 months, but anything past that felt too daunting and it felt like too much. So the best way to do that is to figure out what kind of person do you want to become. Like, it's not so much what you accomplish and what you do that you're trying to achieve. You want to be the kind of person that you admire. How do you become the kind of person that you want to admire, or the person that you admire? And then how do you work backwards from that? Because your goals should always align with the person that you want to be in 5 years or in 10 years. Because if you're not doing things now, if you're not exercising now, you're not going to be the fitness guru in 10 years. If you're not doing it now, you're never going to do it because all that we have is the present moment to get working on our goals. So that's the first thing, is what kind of person do you want to be? And you have to match your goals to that kind of person. If you want to learn, like, let's just say that you want to be a linguist in 5 years and you want to run your own international, internet-based language teaching conglomerate. The only way that you're going to be able to achieve that is if you work on speaking Spanish and German and French and whatever other languages that you're going to be teaching. But let's just say that your idea for what you want to be is, in 10 years, is I want to be a pilot, but then you're working on speaking Spanish. That goal doesn't really go hand in hand with being a pilot. So you got to focus on your main quest before you focus on your side quests. What do you want to accomplish? What kind of person do you want to be? And how are you going to get there based on the goals that you're setting? The next thing that you want to take into consideration is adopting other people's goals as your own is never a way that you're going to succeed, because you're never going to be happy. You could be the most accomplished person in the world at someone else's dreams, but if it's not in alignment with your goals and your dreams and your vision for the future, you're going to have a really hard time accepting success with joy and happiness. You don't want to set all your goals around what your father or your mother's goals for you are. If you have no desire and no interest in anything related to college, but you're going to college to please other people, if you're adopting that vision that they have for financial security, working at Wall Street or whatever, and you have no interest in that, you're really going to struggle. You have to set goals that align with your purpose and not other people's purpose for your life. And it can be difficult to break free from that pattern. It can be very difficult to say no to other people, especially if those people hold authority over you in any way. But in reality, you have to accept that your goals matter more than anyone else's goals for you. You have to achieve what you want. Don't stay at the family business if you hate the family business. Don't live the lifestyle that someone else wants for you, even if it is a good option. But if it doesn't align with your vision for the future, and if it doesn't align with who you are as a person, you have to rebel a little bit. And it's not even being a rebel. It's going after what you truly value. right? Because sometimes people are going to have good advice. They're going to say, if you want to be an attorney, go to college. Sure. Uh, but if the idea of succeeding as an attorney makes you want to kill yourself, you have no interest in being an attorney, and you can't imagine your life in 5 years as an attorney. Even if you got your degree, you would feel miserable because it's someone else's vision for your life. Don't let other people determine your vision and your goals. If you do that, you will live a very unfulfilled life, no matter how successful you are, how much money that you have. Of course, take other people's advice when they're people who are living the way that you want to live. Take advice from people who are succeeding in the ways that you want to succeed. If you want to be a strong member of the gospel, that's fine. If you want to be a person who, if you want to be a strong business leader, you want to be a CEO, but then your family wants you to become a social worker because it's a nice, steady living, you can't let other people tell you what you want to do. You can't let other people crap on your dreams. And they will crap on your dreams, so eliminate those people from your life if you have to. But don't accept that their judgment about what you should do with life is the ultimate truth. You got to question things, and you got to move in the right direction by your own conscience. You need to determine how long you're actually willing to work on a goal before you quit, before you give up. And you have to decide, if you didn't succeed, but you moved down that path anyway, would that be enough to justify you calling yourself a success? If you set the right goals and the right vision, and you put your ladder up to the right building to climb to the top, everything's going to be okay, even if you don't succeed, or even if it takes you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years to succeed. And we got to have that long-term vision, even though it's not always easy. It's not easy for a small YouTuber to set the goal that they're going to be making, have 500,000 subscribers. Who knows? But if they're willing to put in enough work over the course of 10 years, 15 years, maybe they'll achieve that goal, even if it takes longer than they expected. But then on top of that, did they enjoy the process? Are you enjoying the process of the goals that you're setting? Because if you hate learning Spanish, your goal should not be to learn Spanish. Unless there's some drastic reason why you need to. If you hate something bad enough, you're going to run out of steam. Choose a goal that you won't run out of steam on. Choose a goal that doesn't drain the life from you every day that you practice that, because you're not being the person that you want to become. Remember, you got to be the person that you want to become, and then work backwards, and then make your goals based off of that person. And if you don't want to be a miserable person, don't do things that make you miserable for a long period of time. Don't commit yourself to other people's goals. Don't hurt yourself by choosing goals that sound good in theory, but they're not for you. And if all you're worried about is the result of your goal and not the process, it means that it's the wrong goal. My goal, I did summer sales. I hated it. I had no interest. I adopted someone else's view for how I was going to make money. And I hated the process. I hated the sales. I hated the culture of the people who I was around. I didn't enjoy what I was doing, right? And so my vision was not what I was working at. That wasn't the kind of person that I wanted to be. It was the money that I wanted to make. And so check your motivation. Is your motivation just money? Another thing is, why do you want to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve? Why do you want it? So you got to know what your why is. If you want to be wealthy, that's a very vague goal. I want to be rich. Well, why do you want to be rich? I want to be rich so that I have financial stability, and that I can retire early. It's like, okay, why do you want to retire early? Why do you want financial stability? What are your insecurities, your fears, your doubts that make you want financial security? You got to unpack yourself so that you know, like, I know that I want to achieve financial wealth, but I want to do it in a way that doesn't make me miserable every day to go to work, even whether that's a business that someone else that I work for, or whether it's my own business. I just know that I don't want to be miserable when I go to work every day, but I know that I want to provide for my son. I know that I want to make sure that my children and my wife are taken care of. That's what I know. And that's the kind of person that I want to be, is a devoted father who's present in my kid's life, who doesn't have to ask for time off. So that's the kind of person that I want to be, and I set goals according to that. So in the year 2025, you can do great things, but you have to start working backwards from the kind of person that you want to become. Um, Feel free to leave your comments, your questions down in the description, or sorry, in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you know someone who needs guidance in the year 2025. Obviously, I'm not the most successful person, so who am I to speak on it? But that's not exactly true, because I failed forward in a lot of ways, and I think you're going to fail forward in a lot of ways in the year 2025. It's going to be a good year if you make it a good year. It could also be a really terrible year. You don't know what's going to come in the new year. But what I will say is that I'm wishing blessings upon you, your family. I'm wishing that you're safe and well in the year 2025, and I hope that you kill it. But the only way to kill it is to know what that actually means to you. How are you going to succeed, and what do you want? And I hope everything goes well for you. So let's stick together in the year 2025. Go ahead and subscribe.